The baker raised his shutters as the sunlight touched the stone. A broom moved across the doorway and the pigeons stirred alone. I stood beside the tram line with my collar turned just right, while the windows caught the morning and returned it twice as bright. A newspaper boy was calling every headline down the street. Coffee drifted from the corner with the sound of passing feet. Then somewhere past the fountain where the flowering branches swayed, the first bell crossed the square and every shadow slipped away. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I felt the whole world waiting there. The rails began to hum below, as if they knew where I should go. I had no promise, map or prayer, just springtime moving through the air. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I thought that love might find me there. The conductor tipped his cap and pulled the silver handle down. The tram rolled through the sunlight past the waking shops in town. I took the seat beside the window with the morning on my face, never knowing you were waiting only 3 more stops away. Some days begin like any other, a coat, a book, a crowded street. But one small bell can change forever every soul you're meant to meet. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I felt the whole world waiting there. The rails began to hum below, as if they knew where I should go. I had no promise, map or prayer, just springtime moving through the air. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I was already on my way to you. Beyond the square, of iron led to you. lilacs by the station. There were lilacs by the school. They were leaning through the railings in the air so bright and cool. At the stop beside the tailor, purple branches touched the sign, and their fragrance filled the carriage when you took the seat by mine. You were holding Sunday flowers, though it wasn't Sunday yet. There was sunlight in your ribbon and a smile I can't forget. You looked out across the city as the tram began to climb, and the lilacs at each corner kept the rhythm of the line. Lilacs at every stop, blooming where the tram wheels turned. Every time the carriage slowed, another quiet color burned. I watched the whole city pass, but you were all I chose to see. Lilacs at every stop, and you sitting next to me. Past the park and past the post office, past the balconies of white. Every window wore a flower, every rooftop held the light. You asked if I liked springtime. I said more than I did before. Then the bell announced another stop, and lilacs framed the door. Lilacs at every stop, blooming where the tram wheels turned. Every time the carriage slowed, another quiet color burned. I watched the whole city pass, but you were all I chose to see. Lilacs at every stop, and you sitting next to me. Years may change the names of streets, and iron rails may disappear, but when lilacs wake in April, that old tram comes drawing near. Lilacs at every stop still return inside my mind. Every flower holds the morning that we left the world behind. I watched 1,000 springs go by, but none were quite as sweet to me as lilacs at every stop, and you sitting next to me. Purple blossoms, morning air, every stop you were there. She boarded by the butcher's shop with a basket on her arm, wrapped in faded yellow cloth and filled with garden charm. A loaf of bread, a jar of cream, 3 apples polished red, and underneath a folded note that someone must have read. She She counted out her pennies with a careful, steady hand. The conductor waited patiently as though he'd understand. She thanked him with a quiet nod, then settled by the door, like she had made that morning right 1,000 times before. The woman with the market baskets knew each corner, knew each name. Every street had held her footsteps long before the flowers came. She carried more than bread and apples, more than anyone could see. The woman with the market baskets carried half the city's memory. At the square she saw the clock shop and adjusted her old glove, then smiled toward an empty doorway like she still remembered love. Perhaps a man had waited there when both of them were young. Perhaps the bells above that street once rang for what they'd begun. The woman with the market baskets knew each corner, knew each name. Every street had held her footsteps long before the flowers came. She carried more than bread and apples, more than anyone could see. The woman with the market basket carried half the city's memory. We think a town is brick and iron, windows, towers, tramway lines, but a city lives inside the people who remember older times. She stepped down by a narrow house where roses climbed the wall, and someone opened up the gate before she had to call. The tram moved on, but through the glass I watched until she'd gone. The woman with the market basket and the city carrying on. Every basket, every door holds a life from years before. Your reflection in the tram window floated over streets of gold. Through the glass, the flowering branches moved across the face I'd hold. Every rooftop crossed your shoulder, every steeple touched your hair, and the city seemed to vanish, leaving only you in there. You were reading from a small book with one finger on the page, while the wheels beneath us whispered like the turning of an age. I could see your eyes reflected, though you never looked my way, and I wondered if the morning would remember us someday. reflection in the tram window moved between the sky and stone, close enough to feel beside me, far enough to be unknown. Every flower crossed your features, every street became your frame. Your reflection in the tram window made the city speak your name. Then you caught me gently staring, and you smiled without surprise. All the buildings disappeared behind the kindness in your eyes. You closed the book upon your ribbon as the tram turned through the square, and your reflection moved beside you like another angel there. Your reflection in the tram window moved between the sky and stone, close enough to feel beside me, far enough to be unknown. Every flower crossed your features, every street became your frame. Your reflection in the tram window made the city speak your name. Glass can hold a world for seconds, then release it as we move. But that morning kept your image long enough to become truth. Your reflection in the tram window still returns when branches bloom, passing over empty buildings, filling every silent room. Time has taken all the tram lines, but it never took the view. Your reflection in the tram window, and the day I fell for you. Sky and stone, glass and light, you beside me, clear and bright. There's a ticket folded in my book, between two chapters worn and brown, from the morning that the tram line carried us across the town. The ink has faded at the edges, and the date is hard to read, but I remember every station and the way you smiled at me. You had asked me for the time, though the clock was plain to see. I believe you only wanted an excuse to speak with me. Then you wrote your name in pencil on the ticket in my hand, and suddenly the printed numbers meant much more than they had planned. A ticket folded inside my book, a little piece of yesterday. It cannot bring the tram line back or make the years move the other way, But every time I touch that page, the bells begin, the branches move. The ticket folded inside my book still carries me to you. I have owned 100 volumes filled with stories brave and true, but no sentence ever held me like that penciled name from you. The paper bears a narrow crease where you folded it into, and I have never straightened it because your fingers made it so. A ticket folded inside my book, a little piece of yesterday. It cannot bring the tram line back or make the years move the other way. But every time I touch that page, the bells begin, the branches move. A ticket folded inside my book still carries me to you. We save the smallest things from love, a ribbon, photograph, or note, because the heart remembers journeys long after wheels no longer roll. A ticket folded inside my book has crossed more years than any train. The city changed, the rails were lifted, but that morning still remains. And when the lilacs filled the street, I read the name you gently wrote. A ticket folded inside my book, my heart's most precious note. One old ticket, one faint line, your name in pencil still beside mine. The tram climbed past the gardens where the narrow houses stood, past the tailor and the schoolyard, past the lane of painted wood. Then the towers rose above us, through the branches white with bloom, and the bells began to travel through the bright and open noon. They rolled across the rooftops, over chimneys, slate and stone. Every note seemed to be asking why a heart should walk alone. You were standing by the doorway, with one hand upon the rail, and I almost spoke the promise that my courage could not tell. Church bells above the rooftops, calling over every street, making all the city listen, making strangers' hearts believe. I heard forever in their ringing, I heard a life I wanted to. Church bells above above the rooftops made me dream of home with you. You asked me what I wanted from the years that lay ahead. I said a room with morning windows and a table set with bread, a garden close to tram lines and someone waiting at the door. You smiled and said, that sounds like something worth believing in once more. Church bells above the rooftops, calling over every street, making all the city listen, making strangers' hearts believe. I heard forever in their ringing, I heard a life I wanted to. Church bells above the rooftops made me dream of home with you. I did not have a golden ring or speeches carefully prepared, but every bell became a promise that one day I would be there. Church bells above the rooftops still return across the years, through the joy we built together, through the distance and the tears. And when the city wakes in springtime, I hear those bells come ringing through. Church bells above the rooftops still sound like my first vow to you. Above the rooftops, clear and true, every bell led me to you. The conductor called our station, and the tram began to slow. You looked down at your gloves as though you did not hear him, though. I kept staring through the window at a shop I'd seen before. Then the bell rang twice behind us, and we passed the open door. You tried hard to hide your laughter. I pretended to look surprised, but the truth was shining plainly in the corners of your eyes. Neither one of us was ready for the morning ride to end, so we let the tram keep rolling round the city once again. We missed our stop on purpose, let the whole town pass us by, past the square and past the gardens underneath the open sky. There were places we were going, but none we wanted more than sitting close together as the tram rolled past our door. We shared a paper bag of cherries bought beside the river street. You told stories of your childhood. I forgot about my feet. Every stop became a secret. Every turn became a song. And the city gave us one more hour to pretend the road was long. We missed our stop on purpose, let the whole town pass us by, past the square and past the gardens. Underneath the open sky, there were places we were going, but none we wanted more than sitting close together as the tram rolled past our door. Love is not always a promise spoken underneath a steeple. Sometimes love is simply staying when it's time to leave. We missed our stop on purpose, and I'd miss it once again, just to hear your quiet laughter, just to ride that curve and bend. Every road must find an ending, every bell must close a door. But we missed our stop on purpose because we wanted something more. One more corner, one more view, one more mile beside you. The tram no longer crosses through the square we used to know. They removed the wires years ago and paved the streets below. The station is a flower shop. The clock has changed its face, but I can still recall the morning when I first saw you in that place. I walked beside the old route where the iron used to shine, past the church and past the market, past the end of our old line. A flowering tree was bending over stones the years had cracked, and the breeze laid down its blossoms like petals on the empty tracks. Petals on the empty tracks where the morning trams once ran. Soft as all the words we whispered when our younger lives began. The bells are gone, the rails are silent, still my heart keeps turning back to you and me beneath the flowers and petals on the empty tracks. We built the home we spoke of, with the windows facing east. We watched 1,000 mornings from the table of our dreams. And though your chair is quiet now, your love has never left. It travels every street within me, like a tram inside my chest. Petals on the empty tracks, where the morning trams once ran. Soft as all the words we whispered when our younger lives began. The bells are gone, the rails are silent, still my heart keeps turning back to you and me beneath the flowers and petals on the empty tracks. The city does not keep its railways, time does not preserve each view, but every spring returns the journey that once carried me to you. Petals on the empty tracks, shining in the morning air. Every blossom holds a memory, every road says you were there. I close my eyes, the bell is ringing, and the tram comes rolling back. You are waiting by the window beyond the petals on the tracks. The rails are gone, the flowers stay, and love still rides that morning way. The baker raised his shutters as the sunlight touched the stone. A broom moved across the doorway and the pigeons stirred alone. I stood beside the tram line with my collar turned just right, while the windows caught the morning and returned it twice as bright. A newspaper boy was calling every headline down the street. Coffee drifted from the corner with the sound of passing feet. Then somewhere past the fountain where the flowering branches swayed, the first bell crossed the square and every shadow slipped away. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I felt the whole world waiting there. The rails began to hum below, as if they knew where I should go. I had no promise, map or prayer, just springtime moving through the air. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I thought that love might find me there. The conductor tipped his cap and pulled the silver handle down. The tram rolled through the sunlight past the waking shops in town. I took the seat beside the window with the morning on my face, never knowing you were waiting only 3 more stops away. Some days begin like any other, a coat, a book, a crowded street. But one small bell can change forever every soul you're meant to meet. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I felt the whole world waiting there. The rails began to hum below, as if they knew where I should go. I had no promise, map or prayer, just springtime moving through the air. When the first bell rang beyond the square, I was already on my way to you. Beyond the square, the morning noon, the road of iron led to you. There were lilacs by the station, there were lilacs by the school. They were leaning through the railings in the air so bright and cool. At the stop beside the tailor, purple branches touched the sign, and their fragrance filled the carriage when you took the seat by mine. You were holding Sunday flowers, though it wasn't Sunday yet. There was sunlight in your ribbon and a smile I can't forget. You looked out across the city as the tram began to climb, and the lilacs at each corner kept the rhythm of the line. Lilacs at every stop, blooming where the tram wheels turned. Every time the carriage slowed, another quiet color burned. I watched the whole city pass, but you were all I chose to see. Lilacs at every stop, and you sitting next to me. Past the park and past the post office, past the balconies of white. Every window wore a flower, every rooftop held the light. You asked if I liked springtime, I said more than I did before. Then the bell announced another stop, and lilacs framed the door. Lilacs at every stop, blooming where the tram wheels turned. Every time the carriage slowed, another quiet color burned. I watched the whole city pass, but you were all I chose to see. Lilacs at every stop, and you sitting next to me. Years may change the names of streets, and iron rails may disappear, but when lilacs wake in April, that old tram comes drawing near. Lilacs at every stop still return inside my mind. Every flower holds the morning that we left the world behind. I watched 1,000 springs go by, but none were quite as sweet to me as lilacs at every stop, and you sitting next to me. Purple blossoms, morning air, every stop you were there. She boarded by the butcher's shop with a basket on her arm, wrapped in faded yellow cloth and filled with garden charm. A loaf of bread, a jar of cream, 3 apples polished red, and underneath a folded note that someone must have read. She counted out her pennies with a careful, steady hand. The conductor waited patiently, as though he'd understand. She thanked him with a quiet nod, then settled by the door, like she had made that morning ride 1,000 times before. The woman with the market basket knew each corner, knew each name. Every street had held her footsteps long before the flowers came. She carried more than bread and apples, more than anyone could see. The woman with the market basket carried half the city's memory. At the square she saw the clock shop and adjusted her old glove, then smiled toward an empty doorway like she still remembered love. Perhaps a man had waited there when both of them were young. Perhaps the bells above that street once rang for what they'd begun. The woman with the market basket knew each corner, knew each name. Every street had held her footsteps long before the flowers came. She carried more than bread and apples, more than anyone could see. The woman with the market basket carried half the city's memory. We think a town is brick and iron, windows, towers, tramway lines, but a city lives inside the people who remember older times. She stepped down by a narrow house where roses climbed the wall, and someone opened up the gate before she had to call. The tram moved on, but through the glass I watched until she'd gone. The woman with the market basket and the city carrying on. Every basket, every door holds a life from years before. In the tram window floated over streets of gold. Through the glass the flowering branches moved across the face I'd hold. Every rooftop crossed your shoulder, every steeple touched your hair, and the city seemed to vanish, leaving only you in there. You were reading from a small book, with one finger on the page, while the wheels beneath us whispered like the turning of an age. I could see your eyes reflected, though you never looked my way. And I wondered if the morning would remember us someday. Your reflection in the tram window moved between the sky and stone, close enough to feel beside me, far enough to be unknown. Every flower crossed your features, every street became your frame. Your reflection in the tram window made the city speak your name. Then you caught me gently staring, and you smiled without surprise. All the buildings disappeared behind the kindness in your eyes. You closed the book upon your ribbon as the tram turned through the square, and your reflection moved beside you like another angel there. Your reflection in the tram window moved between the sky and stone, close enough to feel beside me, far enough to be unknown. Every flower crossed your features, every street became your frame. Your reflection in the tram window made the city speak your name. Glass can hold a world for seconds, then release it as we move. But that morning kept your image long enough to become truth. Your reflection in the tram window still returns when branches bloom, passing over empty buildings, filling every silent room. Time has taken all the tram lines, but it never took the view. reflection in the tram window, and the day I fell for you. Sky and stone, glass and light, you beside me, clear and bright. There's a ticket folded in my book, between two chapters worn and brown, from the morning that the tram line carried us across the town. The ink has faded at the edges, and the date is hard to read, but I remember every station and the way you smiled at me. You had asked me for the time, though the clock was plain to see. I believe you only wanted an excuse to speak with me. Then you wrote your name in pencil on the ticket in my hand, and suddenly the printed numbers meant much more than they had planned. A ticket folded inside my book, a little piece of yesterday. It cannot bring the tram line back or make the years move the other way. But every time I touch that page, the bells begin, the branches move. A ticket folded inside my book still carries me to you. I have owned 100 volumes filled with stories brave and true, but no sentence ever held me like that penciled name from you. The paper bears a narrow crease where you folded it in two, and I have never straightened it because your fingers made it so. A ticket folded inside my book, a little piece of yesterday. It cannot bring the tram line back or make the years move the other way. But every time I touch that page, the bells begin, the branches move. A ticket folded inside my book still carries me to you. We save the smallest things from love, a ribbon, photograph or note, because the heart remembers journeys long after wheels no longer roll. A ticket folded inside my book has crossed more years than any train. The city changed, the rails were lifted, but that morning still remains. And when the lilacs fill the street, I read the name you gently wrote. A ticket folded inside my book, my heart's most precious note. One old ticket, one faint line, your name in pencil still beside mine. tram climbed past the gardens where the narrow houses stood, past the tailor and the schoolyard, past the lane of painted wood. Then the towers rose above us, through the branches white with bloom, and the bells began to travel through the bright and open noon. They rolled across the rooftops, over chimney, slate and stone. Every note seemed to be asking why a heart should walk alone. You were standing by the doorway with one hand upon the rail, and I almost spoke the promise that my courage could not tell. Church bells above the rooftops, calling over every street, making all the city listen, making strangers' hearts believe. I heard forever in their ringing, I heard a life I wanted to. Church bells above the rooftops made me dream of home with you. You asked me what I wanted from the years that lay ahead. I said a room with morning windows and a table set with bread, a garden close to tram lines, and someone waiting at the door. You smiled and said, that sounds like something worth believing in once more. Church bells above the rooftops, calling over every street, making all the city listen, making strangers' hearts believe. I heard forever in their ringing, I heard a life I wanted to. Church bells above the rooftops made me dream of home with you. I did not have a golden ring or speeches carefully prepared, but every bell became a promise that one day I would be there. Church bells above the rooftops still return across the years, through the joy we built together, through the distance and the tears. And when the city wakes in springtime, I hear those bells come ringing through. Church bells above the rooftops still sound like my first vow to you. Above the rooftops, clear and true, every bell led me to you. The conductor called our station, and the tram began to slow. You looked down at your gloves as though you did not hear him, though. I kept staring through the window at a shop I'd seen before. Then the bell rang twice behind us, and we passed the open door. You tried hard to hide your laughter. I pretended to look surprised, but the truth was shining plainly in the corners of your eyes. Neither one of us was ready for the morning ride to end, so we let the tram keep rolling round the city once again. We missed our stop on purpose, let the whole town pass us by, past the square and past the gardens, underneath the open sky. There were places we were going, but none we wanted more than sitting close together as the tram rolled past our door. We shared a paper bag of cherries bought beside the river street. You told stories of your childhood, I forgot about my feet. Every stop became a secret, every turn became a song, and the city gave us one more hour to pretend the road was long. We missed our stop on purpose, let the whole town pass us by, past the square and past the gardens, underneath the open sky. There were places we were going, but none we wanted more than sitting close together as the tram rolled past our door. Love is not always a promise spoken underneath a steeple. Sometimes love is simply staying when it's time to leave. We missed our stop on purpose, and I'd miss it once again, just to hear your quiet laughter, just to ride that curve and bend. Every road must find an ending, every bell must close a door. But we missed our stop on purpose because we wanted something more. One more corner, one more view, one more mile beside you. The tram no longer crosses through the square we used to know. They removed the wires years ago and paved the streets below. The station is a flower shop. The clock has changed its face, but I can still recall the morning when I first saw you in that place. I walked beside the old route where the iron used to shine, past the church and past the market, past the end of our old line. A flowering tree was bending over stones the years had cracked, and the breeze laid down its blossoms like petals on the empty tracks. Petals on the empty tracks, where the morning trams once ran. Soft as all the words we whispered when our younger lives began. The bells are gone, the rails are silent, still my heart keeps turning back to you and me beneath the flowers and petals on the empty tracks. We built the home we spoke of, with the windows facing east. We watched 1,000 mornings from the table of our dreams. And though your chair is quiet now, your love has never left. It travels every street within me, like a tram inside my chest. Petals on the empty tracks, where the morning trams once ran. Soft as all the words we whispered when our younger lives began. The bells are gone, the rails are silent, still my heart keeps turning back to you and me beneath the flowers and petals on the empty tracks. The city does not keep its railways, time does not preserve each view, but every spring returns the journey that once carried me to you. Petals on the empty tracks, shining in the morning air. Every blossom holds a memory, every road says you were there. I close my eyes, the bell is ringing, and the tram comes rolling back. You are waiting by the window, beyond the petals on the tracks. The rails are gone, the flowers stay, and love still rides that morning way.